Hey everybody, welcome to the class 103 drawing. It is fantasy work this whole, I guess, semester, this quarter. This goings on. I am yours truly, Mr. Derek T. Stevens, and with me, 50 Shades of Nelson, sitting at the Buzz Cave, doing his thing that he does so well. I'm glad everyone's here today. I encourage you, and I do ask you to go ahead and make an image like this. It's 10 by 10, 300 DPI. We have no time to waste because this is a 103 class, and hopefully you guys have been through everything so far, and I'm really going to push the envelope tonight. We're going to do a full character, some clothes, some background, so we got a full night ahead of us. With that said, we'll do a 5-minute drawing. Mr. Nelson, I've got to warm up. I've been doing, well, my kid's been sick with a double ear infection. That's a lot. Yay! So I've not been doing a lot of drawing this last 4 or 5 days, so I need to warm up myself. So what we're going to do is let's draw a monster face and a shoulder, just something nice, quick, and easy, and get our hands and muscle memory all ready to go and oiled up. Mr. Nelson, Mr. 50 Shades of Nelson, whenever you're ready, sir, let us have a countdown.
And you decided to say that like right after a whole minute decided to start?
I'm sorry, man, but you're so smart. You're like Rain Man smart, dude. You could like calculate anything.
All right, 5 seconds. And now.
Now?
Now.
Now, I'm like 3 seconds behind.
Come on, just.
I'm done. Go.
Hurry
okay,
up.
I got my little.
You're so slow.
Got my little circle thing going on here for my baseline of my face. Bringing this down here like this. I'm going to put my guy in a cloak-looking thing like this here. I like my angles because I'm a fusion drawer, artiste sort of thing. And then I'll go up here. Here we go, like this. And then I'll put his shoulder area up like this. And I got my base. So now I'm going to come over here real quick. Fade my baseline down. Come back up here. Get a new render or a color. I'll even pump up my brush size a bit. I'm going to come in here, do my V I've always preached about. We'll do a strong jawline. Coming in here like this. We'll do my little V for my nostril. Give him a big eye and a small looking eye here. Let's give him kind of a grimace like this. I'm going to come in here, I'll take my brush size down a little bit. Give him some teeth. Put my brush size up. Small creases through here. My smooth line. Come up like this. Come in here and let's focus on this area right through here like that. And part of the cloth wraps around here like this because we don't want to have booby tape. That's for Dirty Steve. I'm sure he's laughing. Do a little buckle and thing through here like this. The other shoulder, and I'm going to pump up my brush size quite a bit. Even more. Throw some shadows in here like this. Go ahead and block this all out through here for the eyes. Take a brush stroke size down like this. Come in here from my teeth. Some shading in here. Let's go ahead and get rid of this layer down here like this. And put some shadow on the shoulder area. And I'll come in and fine tune some cracks like this in his face. And this is what Steve calls gribbling, something like that. I'll actually use my eraser tool here. Break up the shadow just a little bit. Go back to my brush and put diamond-like eye right here because he's evil. Evil, I tell you. Ha, 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 ha. Do a bold outline. Now this area through here to break things up a little bit. And I got a monster face. Yay. Almost looks like they're goblin. How much time I got?
You're looking at about less than a minute.
Okay. Well, then I'll just do some more gimbling, gribbling, whatever it's called. Some layer, little texture thing going on. He's got a turtleneck. Darken the eyes up a bit. And here's a basic 5-minute drawing for you. Okay, I feel pretty limber, feel pretty good, loosey-goosey and all that sort of stuff. What I want you to do, Mr. Nelson, I don't need to see anybody's screen so far. I know they've all caught up because they're excellent artists, but if you have any homework, I would like to go through it just real quick, and then we're going to jump right into the lesson. Is that cool with you?
Sure.
Actually, I don't need this anymore at all. All right, let's go ahead and go back to your screen, and we will, that's the figure we're going to draw. We're going to put tons of detail into her with the hair. She's reminiscent of the elf I did last week. That's because she is, but I actually finished her body out. And like I said, with her hair, eyes, put some clothes on her. Try to stay away from the taped boobies, even though I like them. Fashionable, they're awesome. And now, Mr. Nelson, Mr. 50 Shades of Nelson will be taking the screen and going through homework quickly, and then we're going to jump into the lesson because we've got tons to do. By tons, I mean tons of fun to do. Mr. 50 Shades of Grey, I just got Manga Pro 5. I'm loving it, dude. Loving it, loving it, loving it. I do want to, whoo, look at there.
This is
that
a
Eve?
Moonchild, yes.
That's Eve. I love that orc. I love that brow. Brilliant. You got your obliques going on. Really nice line weight. I love it. Love the clothes. Again, I prefer taped booby look, but you know, some people don't, like Dirty Steve, but the girls' fashion sense are just brilliant. If you guys seen the MMO class, they blow me away, and I love the hair breadths that she has in her hair. I'm assuming that's what they are. And if you look at the geometric shapes, they're quite simple, but very nice and well done. Eve, I am proud of you. That orc looks just amazing. Love it, love it, love it. It is all business up top and fun in the back, kind of like a mullet orc. My achy, breaky heart. Who's next?
Next up, we have a name I cannot pronounce. CWD neck.
Well, hello, CWDnet. I love that orc. Actually looks like one of my friends who's a prison guard. He looks just like that big jawline. He's an Italian guy, and like if he doesn't shave in 2 hours, he has a full like Flintstone beard. I love the barrel chest. It's pretty good. I actually have the deltoids, his shoulders a little bit bigger. Other than that, and the elf, kind of like a Keebler elf. I like how you did the ears. Nice pencil rendering. Remember to use your line width variation. You got the small V going in by the zygomatic bone by the eye. I like the hair. Well done. Keep it up. One last thing though. The crinkle in her or his, the elf, as face on the right side screen. Whenever you put lines like that, it just ages them quickly. I'm not sure if it's supposed to be a mustache or a beard. It just depends what you're wanting to render. Usually the way it depicts elves, not a lot of line in the faces, because, and again, any lines you put, it really shows age. So anyway, other than that, well done, proud of you. Who's next?
Next up, we have a cycling, which I believe is Jane.
Hello, Jane. Oh man, she reminds me of one of the is it the Darklings from the Dark Crystal? I guess what they're called. I like it. Jane, you've come a long way on the hair, girl. Really, really good, and I love your black and white. you have very nice, interesting, awesome line weight variation. If you look on screen left, the lower part of her hair, see how the lines are very thin and wispy, surrounded by those big black bold lines, and under her jaw really breaks things up well, and you attach the ear beautifully. Very proud of you. Well done. Who's next?
She actually has a orc as well.
Oh, brilliant. Dude, I love that ear. You like went to town on your ears, girl. Really proud of you. Those tusks too. I love the expression that you gave. Here's my only gripe. You ready? When the shoulders came down like that, I mean, ideally, I think it's mostly trapezius muscles. You may want to put the shoulders in there to show how broad he is. Other than that, again, your hair is doing great. You got the V on his left, screen right, and the ear is just well done, brilliant. You're coming into your own style, and that's what's important as an artist. You have to find your own style and your own niche. So well done, Jane. I'm proud of you.
All right, it looks like the last victim is a Sid. Don't know who that is.
Freak.
I know, just a random person just decides to submit homework.
I like this, Sid. I like, okay, I'm going to be really hard on you, Sid. Her right eye, screen left. You see how you have the fold in her eye on her left side? You may just a small little line, and again, I know we don't want to do a lot of lines because it ages them, but I like how you have that upper eyelid fold on her left eye. If you'd have done that on her right eye, I think it just would have captured everything. I love the messy hair, and you don't have to see because this is not a bold line, but where her hair parts. And that's the other thing. We'll talk more about hair, but part lines on how hair falls and stuff like. So well done. Again, great clothing. You did not do the booby tape. I am proud of you. Good job.
Alrighty, it looks like we actually have one more, but he's going to make it difficult for all of us and make us switch to a screen.
Okay. Is it Wolf?
Yeah.
Is it?
Yep.
I knew it. Wolf, look at you, man. You there?
Struggling. Look at me struggling.
You're not struggling. This is how buildings are built. This is how Rome was built. You got some great solid baselines going down there. I love your legs. His stomach, pectoral muscles, deltoids, and I can see what you're doing with your hands. Really, really well done. I'm proud of you. His back leg is a little bit funky, or his foot is a little bit funky. I see what you're going with it. But it should just, great job. Well done.
Thanks.
All right, you ready to go to town?
Sure.
All right, take my screen, Mr. Nelson.
I'll go to town.
All right, so what I'm going to do here, everybody do at least 10 by 10, 300 DPI. I'm going to get rid of the body here, and we're going to concentrate on the head to start out with. And what I'm going to do is create another layer. I'm going to name this layer base so I do not get confused because I have many, many layers tonight, which is not like me at all. But I really wanted to take time to break this down because it is complicated. And I really want you guys to see what's going on. All right, so again, the beauty about Photoshop, you can cut and move things, all that, but my girl's in the upper left-hand corner. And I'm on my base layer. And here's what we're going to do. I better hit the brush. Brush size down a bit. Now her head's tilted at an angle a bit down, and you can tell that by this plane here and this other plane here. But it all starts. Why am I not able to brush? Oh, because I have something to select it. Deselect. Here we go. Sorry about that, old bean. All starts with an oval. I have a pretty sharp chin right here. Comes up through here like this. So again, make note the oval through here, and what we'll do is we're going to clean it up, and we will do the little V area right here through the zygomatic nerve, not nerve. Do my eraser tool. brush. Bring my brush down. Let's pick a solid brush. How's that? Oh, I said a bloody solid. That's solid. Here we go. Bring my opacity up. That might help a bit as well. So again, we started out with the oval shape. I'll go over it one more time. You really need to remember to bring that V in, cut it out like this. It comes down to a point. Here, it's almost a straight plane. It's linear. Boop, little line like that. Bring your jawline up here like this. Nice strong jawline. And we're going to make our first landmark. We have all this little oval through here. I'll make my ear just like we did in class before. It's just a triangle. Triangle for the ear. Let's zoom in here for you guys. Very pixelated now. Triangle for the ear. Let me grab a different, darker blue. What I did was, from the top of this ear like this, I came down to trace and Jane's favorite area, and through here like this. And I can darken this in, so I'll zoom back for you a little bit. And that's how the ear should look. I know a lot of you guys and gals are catching up, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to go over it again, doing a lot of repeating because this is how you learn. You do over and over and over again. So we started with our oval, coming in through here like this, made sure I have my V, came down here, almost to a point, then a linear plane through here, did my jaw line up like this, comes straight here, and then I got to make my ear. That is our first landmark, is my ear. So imagine these purple lines are here just yet. Actually, here's what I'll do. I'll just go ahead and go down to my head area. Let's just get rid of them so everyone has the same sort of look and feel to them. So I can make construction lines. All right, so we have that oval. And what I want to do is I'm making the forehead plane through here. Again, this is my base layer. And because I make this plane area right through here, I can hit this area, the side of the head like this. All right, so we made our first landmark area. Again, if you trace the side of your eyes to your ears, and again, it's at an angle, so it's going to be slightly down. So my construction lines are going to be right in through here. That was a sloppy line. There. And through there is where my eyes are going to go. And right underneath my eyes, I have my nose line. And then where my lips are going to go like this. What I'll do is I'll bring in I have to find the right, that's the hair, the face. All right, so we have the face lines brought in. I actually use a black for this. And we're going to build our eyes very simple like I showed you guys before. You guys can come back in and redo. What I do is I start off with a black circle for my eyeball. Another black circle for my eyeball like this. So I know where my eyeball is going to go. Watch. I'll take my face off. So I have my eyeballs right here. Again, right underneath this line where your eye's going to go. There's a corner of the eye because it's slanted down to come up at an angle. So I put my face layer back on. Make sure I'm on my base. I'm going to come in here and I'll zoom in really nice and close for you guys. The way, again, there's no really right or wrong way for elves or fairies, but I always picture really almond-shaped eyes. So I bring my eye line up like this, with a slight slant. Bring it down here like this. And then I'm going to skip over here to my other eyeball, and I'll take this face layer off here. And see how this comes right above the eyeball? Same thing with this right through here. Coming down at an angle. Again, making it very almond-shaped. This corner's going to be darker right through here. Notice the basic line ways. Really thick through here, gets nice and thin. And I'll bring it down like this. And so if I turn my face back on, pretty darn close to the eyeball I drew before. All right, so with that, raise your hand if you need some time to catch up. I think that would be good. Because I don't want to go too fast, but we just can't go too slow.
No, looks good.
All right, good. So what we're going to do now is draw our nose and my face layer right through here. Again, a lot of comic books where the eyebrow leaves right here. It's kind of like the ridge of the nose, but I don't want that solid ridge. Again, I'm trying to make it very feminine. So I just make a small line here. Ideally, the line would actually go through here like this. My nose is a V. And once I get rid of my face layer, you guys will see that. All it is a V, like this. And I'm going to come back through here and give a little indentation right here to try to break things up and probably throw a small shadow underneath like that. So let's turn my face back on. Oh, that's a flower. I'm sorry. Flower face, same thing. We'll be drawing flowers later on. So there's your nose. I'll bring this up here a little bit more to match it. And now you see the purple guidelines for my mouth. Let's take my face layer off like this. And I wanted to give her kind of a mischievous imp sort of smile. So again, I started high up here. Let me bring it back here so it doesn't look so pixelated. And I make a small V like this. If you notice the corner of the eye from here, I go just a little bit beyond that. The corner of the eye down here, if you follow a straight line, goes just beyond that a little bit. I give her a thin upper lip. I do a small V like this, like she's almost opening up. And then another bottom lip like that. So let me turn my face back on, and pretty much spot on. So what we're going to do now is we're going to come in here and we're going to do some more detail. I'm going to put my brush stroke up or size up a bit more, and the upper lid, I'm going to come up through here like this. Because the heavy upper lid gives her a more sultry look, I'm going to follow it over here like this. Again, thick to thin. And then I give her some eyebrows, and I very much like the arched eyebrows. So I do a huge arch. Go very thick through here. And again, she's an elf. She can have any sort of eyebrow shape that she wants. And again, start out thick through here. And curl it down a little bit like this. And I said this was what I was talking about. What I like to do, especially with my sultry look, what I'll do is just a small indentation here. Small line here like that. And let's turn off this. And that's what it looks like. Easy peasy, cheesy cover girl. Here's my face. Here's what the face looks like alone. So we got the face done. Does anybody need more time for this? Again, we're moving along because we got lots to do. Tell you what, as you're working along, I will go ahead and trace my face again. We started off the oval. I'm going to pump up my brush size a little bit more. There's my V. Coming down the flat plane here. Bring my jawline up like this. I need to bring my brush size down. Bring this over here, a triangle for the ear. And the very pinnacle of the triangle. Come in here like this. It's not a straight line, kind of more curvy. Come in here for one bracer, two bracers, and heck, let's go ahead and bring this bottom down like that as well. And I'll finish it out like this. So we have a face. Pretty simple face. I'll go ahead and get rid of some of these lines through here like this. some of the construction lines. And this is my actual face here. So we have a nice little elf face going on. So what we're going to do before we get going with the hair, because I love long necks, and it really depends on where the shoulders are going to go, as how the hair is going to flow. Is the hair going to flow over the shoulder, behind the shoulder? So what we're going to do is I'm going to come back down here, and let's see, where's my body at? Body base. I'm going to get rid of the head base right here like this. I forgot the line here. All right, so let's move back up to my base, make sure that layer is actually checked. I'm going to get a blue color yet again. And I encourage you to bring your opacity down for this. Say at 42%. All right, I'm going to bring my brush size up. This is a very dynamic pose. We're getting away from the whole I am rigid and this is how I stand, and so we're going to have some play in it. So her shoulders, right by her eye, that's the height of the shoulders, and through here like this. Okay? And let's actually deselect. Let's make a new layer. How's that? I'll call this body 2 base. All right, let's try this again. So I get my shoulder up through here. It's like she's balancing something. It's tipping over. So her shoulder is actually by her eyeball right through here. So again, because you've taken basic anatomy, I make my circle for my shoulder here. My neckline from the corner of my jaw come down here like this. And women, I mean, we all have trapezius muscles. Just they're not overly, developed like our orcs are. So you're going to have the trapezius muscle come down through here, a nice subtle curve, and then we have our other shoulder through here like this. So again, the plane of my shoulder is here, shoulder up here, right by the eye. I'll go ahead and take my eraser tool and do this so it's not so confusing. Bring my brush back, put it back down to 40-some%. Okay, so we've done the face, we've done the eyes, and we got our shoulders the correct way. Let me turn my body off so you can see what it would kind of look like. Body base. So that's basically what you should have right now. It's very important which way the head is tilting because we have our neck right through here. We have our trapezius muscle coming down here, connecting to the shoulder here. Need to turn up my opacity, 40. There we go. That's better. Maybe a little bit more. All right, so I'll turn my body base back on. Just want to make sure everyone is still able to catch up. I'm going to draw a straight line through here. Circle for my shoulder. Line through here, circle for my hand. Now again, if you notice, from here up to here, if I were to take that, it should be about this length from shoulder to elbow, maybe a little bit elongated. Hold on, Nelson, put me on pause. Nelson? Hey, sorry about that small pause for the cause. I just had to go out and run around naked and cheer around. Yay! Sometimes you just got to do that. All right, so ideally, if you take the top of the head to the bottom of the chin, it should be from your shoulder to your elbow. And again, this is a little bit elongated. For the elves, the fairies, I really wanted to make them long and wispy. Wispy? Is that silly wabbit? Mr. 50 Shades of Grey, is that a word? Wispy? Whispery? Help me out here. Wispy, there you go. All right, I want to thank you so much for jumping in there, Mr. Nelson. Can you hear me? Am I still on?
You what?
Nothing. That's okay. It's all good. I was just having trouble thinking of the right adjective I wanted to describe. Well, I don't want to say lanky and long. I wanted to say wispy. And I was like, wispy?
You're looking for lithe. L-I-T-H-E.
Lift-like. Very good. So the proportions are a little bit elongated and lift-like. And you know, that's all right. Technically, this is like a monster creature. So her arm's a little bit longer, forearm to the wrist. Now I'm going to draw through this. And this is not a nipple. Coming down here to where the hands are at. And I will get a, let's just go ahead and build the whole base. So I have my clavicle area through here, so I know my rib cage is going to be right through, hold on, through here like this. Sternum is going to be right around this area here. I come in through here. Her pelvis area is going to come like this and attach through here. I have my kneecap right through here. And if you look, it's right above the breast line. That's right, or right where the sternum's at, a little bit above that. Again, she's lift-like, very lift-like. So from the knee to here is very elongated. It's about 2.5 heads long. And then I just make a small triangle for my foot to go. So let's take off the body real quick. And these are my construction lines. Looks nothing like, I mean, this is ideally what you guys should have on a different base. Because what we're going to do here, let's finish out the body. Oops, wrong one. So my pelvic region reaches through here. Again, it's about 1.5 heads long from here to here. Then ideally, you're coming back through here the same length this is, and you see a little bit of her foot back here as she's leaning on it. Knees right through here. And you have to have the rest of her body attaching to this. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to draw all this again for you guys. That's my little girl screaming her head off. I'm going to bring my opacity up. And from the deltoid area right here, I'm going to go to my elbow. I do a small, almost an open C. Come down here like this. At the other side, again, very lithy looking, and it's almost an inward angle. And it comes in like this. Let's go ahead and follow the deltoid around here like this. Bring it down here, so. And then I'm going to draw through the rib cage and the breast area. So go down to where the elbow's at. And we come through here like that. So we check our body again and pretty much spot on where we need to be. So raise your hand if you guys need some more time. Anybody raising their hand?
Nope.
Again, I apologize for going really fast, but I really want to make sure we hit everything here tonight. All right. So I got my kneecap coming up through here. It's flat. And I'm attaching all to my buttocks area. And now I'm not drawing straight up here like that because that looks silly. Your knee and your leg's not built that way. I'm going to come down to here and bring your gastrocnemius out like this. Again, very lithy, very nice smooth line. Come down at an angle like this. And then it reaches to a curve. And I don't like that. Let's make it taper in a little bit more. Like this. So we have our leg built, attach the foot. All the foot is a triangle like this. And let's go ahead and make our hands. You guys remember the hand in the anatomy class? I start out with almost like a square right through here. We'll draw the hands in a minute, but I wanted to at least place them there. And from right here will be one breast. That's a little saggy. We make them a little more perky. And this is going to reach into, ideally, my rib cage probably should be about down here. I'm making it very thick so you guys can see that. And then I'll bring my other leg right through here like this. Flatten that out and let's look at my base body. Tell you what, you guys catch up to me real quick. Mr. Nelson, let me give another 5. Sorry. Go ahead and catch. And we're back. A lot of craziness at the Stevens bunker tonight. So I look at my base, turn my base off, and we notice this is way, way too high. And that's all right. What we're going to do is I'm going to come in and fix this. If I get to the right layer, base body 2, take my eraser like this, and I want it more like this, because her hips will come through here like this. So you would see that bow out. And here's the bottom part. And then we're going to, we already have the bottom foot. Let's look at the base layer one more time. With this nice line through here. Knee comes down like this. And all the way up here like that. So what you guys should have something similar. Something like this. So what I'm going to do now to do it over again, because I really want to repeat, I want it to sink in, I'm going to come in through with my black. And actually I will put this back on my base layer. So make sure everything's right. Here's what we're going to do. I'm on my base layer, the first layer created. And I need to pump up my opacity. Let's go ahead and do 100%. Follow it down like this. The elbow goes. Small indentation here. If you look really close, see what I did. Small divot where that bone is, the radial bone. And for the $10,000 question, can you tell where the radial bone's at? Because I just boogered that up. Radial bone's on the side of the thumb. The thumb will be on this side. So the divot actually goes there. Sorry about that. Okay, so I'm going to create my other arm like this, nice and smooth. And I want to draw my breast because the breast is in front of the arm. I want to draw through it. So bring my breast up like this. And I'll make a small curve like this where it goes out and ideally would come up to attach the deltoid. Come up, work on my neck a little bit. Let's go ahead and bring this in through here. Bring this down here. Follow it around. And again, try to make it nice and smooth as possible. Expose out. Let's go ahead and do the clavicle area. Clavicle comes down in a V like this, ideally from the deltoid to the other deltoid like this. And let's go ahead and look at our base body to make sure everything's jiving. That's looking good. There's a lot of actually making her breasts a little bit more perky than big like the other one. Well, that's not a bad thing. She's a fairy. She should be lithe-like. Isn't that right, Dirty Steve? Say yes.
You do this, sir.
Indeed. So we're going to come up through here like this. Kind of teardrop shape. They don't have to be super huge. And I'll go ahead and do like this. For a belly button area. Trying to keep track of what layer needs to be turned off. Okay, this is ideally what you guys should have looking like so far. I don't really like that breast right here. So I'm going to come back in here. Like so. So that's ideally what we should have so far, what I've done. Like I said, I'm going to be repeating a lot. Coming back through here. Let's go ahead and start working on the knee. Move my layer down here. I think that's what's boogering me up. So follow it all the way through like this. Where the gastrocnemius is at. Again, these are nice, smooth lines, not picking up my Wacom tablet pen thing at all. Follow this nice and smooth down. Little ankle bone going on right here. And then I make a triangle for a foot. I'm going to bring this all the way down here like this, followed by this. But you know what? We need to do the fingers. Let me see how I do the fingers here. Baseline, very clawed-like. We have my little area right through here. I'm just going to really cut into it. They don't look like fingers, but they can be thought as fingers because of the shape. So I have my thumb. That's where the radial bone's at. 1, 2, 3. Little divot here. My thumb through here. Oops. And it's down here like this. What you guys can do is just make 2 fingers like this, 1, 2, and then make the third one appear over here like that. And that way we can just go ahead and finish this area up through here. The knees at. And then where the foot is arched because she has that pressure on here. Let's make a small heel like that. Bring it back here, and let's turn off some layers and see what we've got so far. And I just drew all over my base layer, Mr. Nelson.
I'm sorry.
That's all right. Everything's fine. It's all good. Well, everything's fine. We're all good. So let me clean up some of the red area here. And I'm not even on that layer. As I hunt for my layers. There we go. That's what we should have. Something like this. And we're going to finish this up like not erase it. Like this here, then we'll do a small indentation here to where her inner thigh is at. So that's what we should have so far. How's everybody doing? I want to open up the panels real quick if you guys have any questions, something I need to go over, because this is all building blocks. We got to continue to move forward and move on. So does anybody have any questions?
No. Doesn't seem like it, except for Sydney says blah, 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 and I don't know who that was in response to. Hopefully it wasn't you.
It could be, very well be, because she is a Curtis after all. Isn't that right, Dirty Steve?
Indeed, but I believe it was Wolf.
Oh. Well, he's not a Curtis, but I'm an honorary Curtis, so that's good. All right. That's a whole layer there. That's my base. Okay, that's good. I want my base on. So ideally, hopefully everyone's got this at least finished. We're close to it. So what I need is to come down here and let's look at her hair. Coming up through here like that. And since I'm on my base layer like this, the hair can be anything. What I picture is the wind's kind of blowing. She's got this nice fluffy looking mane of hair going on. So again, I was talking about hair parts earlier. These are very simple shapes. Let's go ahead and start off with this right by the ear. And come into your curl like this. And what we can do to be all nice and cool like Jing did, I bring my brush size down, give her some little hints of texture like that. And I'll pump this brush back up because I want the hair to appear full and make a little wave like it's coming back through here. And again, I bring my brush size down. One more time down. Even one more time down like this to give her some texture to it. I'm going to pump this baby back up, not that much, because I like to have my lines for my hair at least pretty bold. So I'm going to come up through here. I start off with another little, not that bold, silly. Another little curl right here, a little divot that goes up. Start with the curl here. Stop it here. You guys can go crazy. I mean, you can do all sorts of crazy stuff like that if you wanted to. And make all that hair flow. What I did right here was, to give it texture, to give it sort of layers almost. I start out back here. And bring another little curl up like this. And I start to build everything down. But notice, I don't start right here. I want to start beyond this area. Oops, I need to learn how to draw. Beyond this area. I'll bring some hair to curl it back like this. Kind of a bigger piece. And going back to small, again, Disney-like hair. This is her head. This is your head on drugs. I'm teasing, sorry, I don't know where that came from. This is your head. So I'm going to come up like this. Another strand here. Let's do another strand through here. And then we don't, that area is sorted out. So we have to deal with the rest of the hair because we have hair flowing through here. So if I was to draw through, trace, 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 ideally it would come out this area like this, make another curl, and then I start putting in more detail. What I'm going to do is, let's see, erase some of the baseline through here, like that. Go back to my brush, bring it down a little bit. Small little lines through here. And the closer they get through here, I'm actually bringing them really nice and close. And through here, like Steve says, it's kind of gimbling, gurgling, or whatever it's called.
Greeble.
Greeble. And from the points, bring it to the point here. I start to the point here like this. And this looks a little too plain, so I'll do that. Maybe a few more lines like this. Let's give her some hair that curls through here like that. So I'll take my hair off. And ideally, this is what you guys should have looking like going on right now. So how's everybody doing so far?
Looks like everyone's doing good.
Again, I encourage you guys to ask questions. I know I'm moving fast, and it's been a crazy night here at my house. But, you know, I want to make sure I answer your questions. So last call for questions. You need me to go over what I've done so far. Tell you what, let's have the first 3 volunteers. Let's look at their screens because I can't gauge if you guys are able to catch up or catching up or doing what you need to do unless I see some work. So Mr. Nelson, Mr. Shade, the 50 Gray yourself, go ahead and take 3 people's screens. If they don't volunteer, you know who to take. Do you have any volunteers? Awesome.
Hello.
Hey, how you doing?
Okay. Very fast.
It is fast.
It's very
What I would-
much down there.
Well, she looks, you got the body style right. She's just very short. And again, I'm moving
Right.
very, very fast. And I apologize for that. This is I guess you guys are kind of guinea pigs. Steve and I were talking because this is a 103 class. I really want to present something more challenging to you guys. Again, we got to get away from this so much static poses. And hopefully you've seen the last class with the dynamic poses and all that, and you've taken the anatomy stuff. And again, don't gauge yourself on what I'm doing. I've been doing it forever, and that's all I do. She needs to be a little bit longer. I mean, you have it there. She just needs to be a little bit longer. And I like what you're doing with the hair as well. So this is something that you guys may need to do is digest everything that I'm telling you. Maybe come back and watch the video again and try it. I just don't want people to get discouraged. And the reason I'm moving so... Go
If I
ahead.
had more time, I could do. I mean, I could have done it better, but it's just
No
like
doubt in
that.
my mind you couldn't. I know you could. And the reason I'm moving so fast is because I want to go over how to create fairy wings tonight. I want to go over how to create ruffles for clothing, and I want to go over backgrounds. And that's why I'm moving so fast. And if this does not work out, if I'm moving too fast, what I'm going to have to do is, I'm not saying dumb down the lesson, but I'll try to make simpler, but still challenging lessons. So this is, again, kind of going out on the limb that some posts in the forums that we've been reading. Hey, we want more challenging classes. We're tired of just 101 classes over and over and over again. So I just want everyone to know that we're reading those. And this is my attempt to follow suit. I don't want to spoon feed you guys forever because you guys have come so far. Last week's class just blew me away. So this week is a definite challenge. So Mr. Wolf, you're doing great. You keep up the good work, all right?
Yeah, good. I'm all for the challenge. You know, I'm
Hoorah! Adapt and
uh,
overcome, baby.
just
All right.
struggling along, trying to get, but it's all good.
It's all good. I'm proud of you. Okay, 2 more victims.
Oh,
Who do we got?
hello.
Well, we're working on a Jane, but we don't see anything. Oh, there we go.
Jane, look
Oh,
at
I
you go,
didn't
girl.
realize because you didn't say anything, so I was looking elsewhere.
Jane, not bad at all. Okay, here's some constructive criticism.
Oh, I
Actually,
have a lot of criticism on it.
Here's some quick fixes. Her
Right
foot
there.
needs to be a little bit bigger.
Yeah. This one?
Yeah, her front, both feet. Her needs to
Okay.
have a bigger base, a wider triangle. Her leg that's bent down needs to be a little bit thinner. Your face needs to be a little bit smaller. Other than that, I
Okay.
mean, not bad. Seriously, look how far you've come, girl. This is a huge challenge. You don't draw this all the time. You guys are used to drawing standing up poses of almost like image planes. So do you like the
See,
challenge?
See, I wouldn't be able to do your little map on my own. Do you know what I mean? Like, I don't usually do that, so I should get into the habit of that.
And
it does help a lot.
It does. And when I first started out, and I was in Mr. Gibbs' art class, and he's like awesome. He yanked me out of study hall because I was always jacking around, and he'd bring me in to do art lessons with me, right? And I started out, I just would draw the contour lines of everything. He's like, no. You need to build stuff up. I thought the dude was crazy. I'm like, whatever. But I never could understand why my proportions are always off. He's like, because you're not building them up. And I fought it. And it really does save a lot of time to map everything out like you called it. I like that analogy. Map it all out the first time. And, that's why I start with blue, my baseline. I mean, Steve, you see me. Is Steve still here?
I muted him. He's unmuted.
I am now.
Okay, yeah, now. I mean, at the Buzz Cave, one of the last nights to man, what I'm going to do when I come back for the memo class, what we're going to do. Armor, yeah. I remember standing on the porch with Steve. Everyone's doing their smoking cigarette, drinking beer thing, which was awesome. And I have my little notebook. I'm like, I mean, Steve can tell you firsthand, when I sketch, it's like all over the place. It's fast, it's sloppy. But from fast and sloppy, it's nice to go back and it's easy to refine, especially in layers. Do you concur, Mr. Dirty Steve?
Yeah, I mean, you throw down a lot of lines fast, but then you can look at that and say, oh, that line in the middle is the right one, and you come back and go over that.
Again, it's very much like a gesture drawing. And I'll do that towards the end of the class. I'll take a pose and right by it, I'll show you how I do my little fast sketchy thing. But Jane, you've come light years ahead of what you've been at. I'm really proud of you. Keep it up, okay?
Thanks.
Do you like the challenge?
Oh, yeah. But if we didn't have those little breaks that you walked away, I wouldn't have got this far.
Well, I'll continue to try to take some breaks then. I'll tell you what, I'll take one more. No, I need to check on my girl again. I'll take the third screen, and then it's well past 10 o'clock. We'll take a 5-minute break so you guys can potty, get a drink or whatever. And the class is going to run over tonight, so I hope everyone's cool with that. But we're really, really pushing to do, push everybody to the next level with backgrounds. And the fairy wings aren't that hard, but I really want to get away from the taped boobies, as Steve calls them. So I'm actually going to throw some clothes on this chick. Who would have thunk? So good. Well done. Next and last victim before the break, Mr. Nelson. That looks like a Sid.
Yep.
I can tell your style, girl. Not bad at all. I love what you did with the hair. I like that you gave that big mane of yours. Very Disney-esque. Your facial profile is beautiful, spot on. I actually like your breast better than mine. I'm talking about the drawing, you freak.
I know.
Okay, and look what she did, guys. I kind of did it on my base drawing, where her hips are at, right underneath her rib cage. There's this small little V-looking thing right here, but it ties everything in together beautifully. Well done with your hands. I made mine claws, and you actually took your time to do it. So well done. What do you think, Sid? I mean, you have a strong background in illustration. Are we going too fast?
I did think it was a little fast because I also wouldn't be here if you hadn't walked away those few times. But
Okay,
I'm also like high school you, where I didn't do any building. I just kind of looked at your full done drawing and went
you
ahead.
did it. Just went for it.
Yeah.
All right. Well done. I'm proud of you. So we'll take a 5-minute break. I'll check on my girl real quick. Hopefully the temperature is going down, and we'll be back. So continue to draw. You guys and gals who need to draw, everyone's doing fantastic. Here's my screen so you can see what's going on, and we'll be back in 5 minutes. Hey, welcome back after the break. I personally drank 5,000 liters of water, and I feel hydrated again. At my side, I have 50 Shades of Nelson. Let me tell you what, that's an interesting book. That's all I've got to say. Dude, seriously, I just went finger down. I thought I was working with Maya. And Manga Studio 5 has 3D models that you can manipulate for reference and all that. And it moves like Maya, and I just try to do that in Photoshop. Wow. Here we go. All right. Sorry about being brain stupid here. Let's get my eraser tool out. Erase some of these nice lines through here. All right, we have our base of our chick. That's good. So what I'm going to do now is, let's talk about fairy wings, shall we? Let me go through all my layers that I've created. Layers are good. And let's go to my wings. I'm going to create another layer on top of this. On top, call it base wings 0, 1. Come back down to my wing layer and take the opacity down there like this. And I'm going to grab my black, which I already have, and make sure that I'm on my base wings 1 so I don't booger it all up. I'm not for sure what all that is down there, but hey, let's zoom in here, shall we? All right, you can tell these wings are not going to fit on her because I want to make them bigger. But the great thing about Photoshop, we have our select tool. We can hit Control-T and make all sorts of funky adjustments, like a major transform. But right now, if you can tell, the blue layer and then the red layer, the blue layer is what we're going to do first. Red layer is what we're going to do second. I'll pump up my brush stroke again. And we're looking for simple geometry. Now fairies have all sorts of different wings. I decided to go with something pretty and make them butterfly wings. And if you look at butterfly wings on top, like if this was my I'm a little butterfly looking guy thing, wings on top, they're in layers. So I hit undo, edit. Really? Going brain stupid.
Control-Alt-Z.
I'm not going to do that now. Thank you. So I'm not even really sure what this shape this is. I'm going to call it a weird triangle. I'm going to come on top here. And I go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 little steps. And bring it down like this. Basic shape. So if I take my wings off, that's the shape that I have here like this. And you can still see my little wiener looking thing here. Really? You're enjoying this, Steve, way too much.
You're on clone stamp.
I hit E. There we go. Thank you.
You're welcome.
All right, let's go back to my base wing layer 1. And so a weird looking triangle with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 steps. So I'm going to come and create yet another. I'm going to attach it. I hit B for brush. And I'm going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 to make it even over here, even though the base drawing is not like that. And bring it like this here. And I've attached it. So what we can do on the inside, you literally can do anything you want on the inside. What I chose to do is come in through here and make a 1, 2, 3 steps. 1, 2, 3 little steps. So again, if I come down here to my base winged layer, and I can't find it. Here we go. That's what it should kind of look like here. So the bottom wings, the lower level wings, lower layer wings, a little bit different. I have a bunch more, I guess, patterns here, but it still follows suit. It would come all the way through here in a triangle-ish sort of shape. So I'm going to go 1, 2, 3, I'll do 4. Attach this here, 1, 2, 3. I'm going to take my brush size down quite a bit to make these little wisps like this through here. I'll pump up my brush a little bit more so it's not lost. Retrace my lines like this here. That's attached. Again, I'm just having fun with shapes. Coming down like this here. Attaching this. So if I turn my base wings off, it should look something like that. All right, so I turned my base wings back on. I come in here, I'll bring my brush stroke up, size up, almost like little bitty eyeballs. I come in here and draw 2 more little eyeballs like this. Another little eyeball like that. Another little eyeball like this. Another little eyeball like that. And what I do is, ideally, from here, wherever I made those little indentions, I just trace back, not going through, but just tracing back like this. And to make things interesting, I made yet another little layer. You can just make as funky little patterns as you want. Happy little trees, happy little patterns. And then I'll take my brush size down a little bit like this. 1, 2, 3. You can have as many or as few lines as you want. And another thing to help your colorist out that I don't do, because I don't do a lot of inking for Steve, and I really appreciate all the hard work that he does. But if you're going to do something like this for inking purposes, you want to make sure, like this line right here, if you use a drop color in, it's going to bleed through. So you really want to make sure all these lines attach to other lines. This line needs to attach all the way over here like this. Just helping out your colorist. Or if you're going to do color, it's going to help you out as well. That way you can select little patterns and drop flats in there, then you can do all sorts of rearrangements. All right, so I turn my...
That would be cool, wouldn't it?
Yeah, would be, wouldn't it? Shut up. So I'm going to hit my, I love you too, the select tool right here. And again, this is on my base layer that I've been drawing. Base wing 01. Hit this, hit Control T, and move this over here like so. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to make this big like that, maybe a little bit bigger like this. Flip it around a little bit. And it took me a while to figure this out, this trick out. Okay, you see my 2 little arrows right here? Brings in and out. And if I wanted to move the curve, now look at the little arrows here. I can move it, tilt it on its axis anyway like that. I'm actually going to bring these out a little bit bigger like this and pretend that they're attached right here. Enter. Control D to deselect. And then I can move this down to here, and it did not work. Mr. Steve, Photoshop guru, why is this not behind?
It is, but you don't have any color drops, so it's still showing through. Everything white's transparent.
Right. So that's another Photoshop lesson. So here's a quick fix. I have my wing base selected, even though I moved it all the way down here. And then get my eraser tool out. This is cheap. I apologize. But in the name of time, it'll be a quick fix. And we have some cute little butterfly wings going on. Again, I apologize. It is a cheap fix, but it works in the process of time, or yeah, in the essence of time. So, any questions?
Nope.
All right, what I'm going to do here is get my brush out again. I'm going to zoom into these wings. This is kind of flat through here, so maybe make a little circle like this. And another little line like this. Oops. Another little line like that. I'm going to erase these lines like this. And then to make things a little funner, I'll just add, that's a little too thick. Just making shapes. That way it looks a little more interesting to everybody. You can even come in here and make other little cells if you wanted to. We're going to do that so everyone can kind of catch up. It's what's called drawing on the fly, or a butterfly. Isn't that funny, Mr. Steve?
That was beautiful, man.
Thank you. I do try. So when we zoom back, we have a little more detail onto it. I think it looks better. So we got some butterfly wings going on. Yay, butterfly wings! How's everybody feeling so far? How's everybody feeling who's not running in 104 temperature, I should say?
I feel awesome.
Awesome. Thank you. Hoorah. All right.
I feel like a Pegasus.
So we got the butterfly
clouds.
wings going on. What, Mr. 50 Shades?
Said I feel like a Pegasus in the clouds.
I love that, man. You're so sexy. So darn sexy. All right, so let's go.
That was said with such apathy.
I know. All right, flowers. Let's turn my flowers on. That's my bows. Where's my flowers? My flower. Here we go. Okay, my flower base I need to select because I'm going to control or select all this bad magenta here. Hit Control D. Bring it over here. Hit Enter. Control D like this. And what we're going to do is create yet another layer. Call this Flower Dark 01. And again, we're going back to just simple, everyday shapes. I'm on my new layer. And again, I'm a big fan of triangles. So I'm going to take this triangle right here and bone it out. It's not really a triangle, is it, Steve?
Yeah,
No.
not really, no.
Okay. Well, for lack of, I've heard it both ways. And the crux of everything, it comes to a very fine point down here like this. The shapes don't have to match. Well, they have to match, but they don't have to be the same size. You can tell this is bigger, this is thinner, or smaller. Come down through here, make a little peak like this. So, I'm actually going to make this a little bit bigger. I'm not happy with the last one. Make a little bitty guy underneath here like this. And so if I turn off my flower base, that's what you should have, something similar like that. And what we're going to do is we're going to control, copy, paste this thing all over the place to make lots of flora arrangements. And again, it would look better if I had colors. Now I won't have to go back with my eraser tool, but that's what I'm going to have to do. All right, turn my flower back on. I'm going to bring my brush size down a little bit like this. Same shape, elongated. Let's go ahead and zoom in here for you guys to see this. Come up here like this. Make 1, 2, 3, 4 little circles. Again, similar shape, comes to a point. So I'm going to attach them. Attach this, like so. And from the tips of these little bad boys, they're like this, here. And then maybe make some more down to here like this, so it's more interesting to the eye. That's a little too thick. Bring my brush size down a little bit like this. Bring my brush back up. Let's try and bring this down. Again, to make it look interesting. And the same line weight as this is here. And the scratching. It's just scratching. Scratch the itch. Kind of adding texture to it. So I turn my flower base off. This ideally is what we should have. What I'm going to do is select this thing right here. I'm going to, after selecting it, Control T. I'm sorry, wrong thing. Control C as in Charlie. Control V as in vector. Hit my movable tool here. I start putting it like this. Now again, if there was color here and I flattened everything out, lots of different things we can do. Interest of time, what I'm going to do is find my body base. And I have so much going on here, it's hard for me to AC because I'm old. Okay, so I want to select this here. When I select that, it's only going to erase the inside here, not my flower. So I hit my eraser tool. And I know you spend a lot of time on feet and hands. You don't have to place them here. And since we've already, let's see if this works, Control V. Okay. All I did is hit Control V because it's the last thing I copied. Now I'm going to select all of this here. Hit Control T. Bring it down maybe like this. Enter. Control D to deselect. Make sure my movable tools here. And then again, go find my base layer. Select that layer like that. Hit my eraser tool. And we can clean all this other layers of flowers and stuff up later. I'm going to hit Control V again. Bring this up here. Select all of it. Since they're not all the same shape and size and all that, hit Control T. I may rotate this a little bit like that. Bring this down. Hit Enter. Control D. Move this over here like so. And again, find my base layer. Select my base layer. My eraser tool is becoming my best friend quickly. Erasing that through here like this. And that's probably all the flowers I want. So let's just take my flower level layer and get rid of that. So this is what we should have so far. How's everybody doing? Steve, are you doing all right?
I'm doing awesome. Mostly
Here
because I'm not doing this.
Right. You know what I've seen and I noticed since, hold on, going back to my base layer, make sure that it's my winged layer. I need my base. Make sure I'm here if that's what I want. Hit my brush, bring it back to the breast. Let's make a little indentation here. So her breast is more round. All right, since everyone's catching up or keeping up, I really appreciate it. What we're going to do now is tell you what, we'll take another 3-minute break because I want everyone to catch up. I've done a lot of stuff very fast. And when we come back, I'm going to show you how to do ruffles. We're going to decorate this area here with ruffles and maybe some layers down here with ruffles. I'll show you how to make a bow. And then we'll have a really huge project done in a very short amount of time. So let's go ahead and take a 5. Mr. Nelson, go ahead and pause it, and then we'll come back. And I want to see what people have done so far. Roger that. Hey, and thanks for that pause. After drinking 15,000 gallons of water, I had to go empty some. So we're back and getting the students online time to work. Right now, we need to dress our lovely little fairy chick here. So I'm going to come down here to my bows layer. And then I'm going to select all these things so I can kind of move them around. I'm on the wrong bloody layer. Bows, I must select the proper layer. Control T, down here. So, let's make it a little smaller. Enter, Control D to deselect. I don't know why I showed you. I mean, I'll show you how to do this bow, obviously, but I'm not for sure what would. Yeah, you can put a little bow in her hair. I think that'd be cute. So what I'm going to do is create yet another layer. Call it dark bows, meaning I will be doing blacks on this. And then zoom into my little bow right here. You can see step 1, very, very simple. We're going with that basic bow shape right here. Let's pump up the volume. Like this. Notice this little circle right through here. It's great for giving the illusion that it's tied together. So that is a base bow. Easy. So what I'm going to do is this base bow again, slightly at an angle. You notice there's blue and there's red. Red is the second step. So I start out with a circle. Go out, branch out for the bow like this. Branch out the bow like this. And to give that depth, that illusion of depth, we come in here like this. And then we make it a little bit darker underneath here to have some shadows. So that is a simple little bow. And step 3 of the bow. Again, just like layer or step number 1. I'll start with the circle right here. Put a little line in here where it looks like it's tied. Coming through here like this. Coming through here again. Just like we did in step 1. Step 2. We're coming through here like this, making it a little bit darker to have some shadows. Coming through here like step 2, some shadows. The third step is I make another little line through here to give it a crease. And then I just bring my little tails down like this. Like a so. So what I'm going to do real quick here is I'm going to get my selection tool out. I'm going to take this here, double check I'm on my dark bows, and yes, hit Control T, because I'm going to move this. And again, because the layers aren't all set in stone, I'm going to tilt this a little bit like this. Hit Enter, Control D to deselect. I'm going to come in here really nice and close with my eraser tool. Bring down my eraser tool like this. I need to select my base layer again for my body. Thanks, Mr. Steve, for watching out for me.
Sorry, multitasking.
That's all right. It's all good. I have so many layers here, but it's a good idea to have lots of layers. There we go. That's the right one. my eraser tool. I'm not on the base yet. There we go. Bring down my eraser tool more. Actually get rid of this curl of the hair here. Erase the ear because that strand is beyond the ear. And I'm quiet because I'm concentrating. This would really pop with proper color. Bring it back here, and look, she has a nice little bow. Isn't it? I've never drawn a bow on a character before. What do you think, Mr. Steve? No tape boobies. Not yet, anyway.
Apple Bloom
You're doing
approves.
beautifully, man. You draw things so pretty. I'm proud of you.
Well, thank you. I got to step out of my slutty comfort zone, right?
Yeah.
Who'da thunk? All right, let's go back, smart aleck. I have to get really close to my dark bow base. It's hard to say 3 times backwards. Base, dark bow base. Here we go. I do this to make sure. Okay, I'm good. I can do this. All right, ruffles. Which you're going to start off with. I start from the bottom. This little line right here. Like, let me get my. And there's no right or wrong. Okay, this is like oceans, choppy wave ocean. And from here, you can tell the red layer. I'm going to bring this up here like this. I'm going to attach all this here like so. And then I do the same thing up here. And what I do here is I'm going to take a slightly thinner line. Oops, hold on. Bring some detail into it like this. What I'm doing is the top of this area right here like this. This is where I'm planting it. And then maybe see a little of this area right through here in the background where it's draping. So I can deal with that. And what I'll do here is select my tool again, hit Control T, move this over here, and let's show a little bit of cleavage maybe. Hit Enter, Control D to deselect, and it's see-through. I got in trouble for that for Heavy Cat. See-through garments.
But a good colorist can fix that.
And you did a darn good job. A darn good job. Go
I
back
would
to my.
have preferred the see-through, but
I know, right? I mean, that was a nice
you
looking
don't get to decide.
No, the client is always right.
No.
Go back to my base.
No, they are not. Sorry.
Erase my cleavage area through here like so. Bye-bye, boobies. I missed you already. And then I'll hit B and maybe give a little hint of some cleavage right through here like this. Eraser tool. Go back to my dark bow base lay. Dark A-B-D-D-D-D-D-D-D-D-D-D-D-D. Come back to here so I can erase this little area right through here like this. Go back to my base. So I can erase this little area right through here like this. And voila! What I'm going to do now is I'm going to hit layers. I'm going to flatten everything. I'll say OK. And then I'm going to select all this crud through here. Edit, copy, which I know there's other ways to do this. Come back through here. Select all this, hit Control T. Move her to the center like this. I want her thinner. Yeah, I like this a little bit better. Make her a little more elongated and Lilith-like. Control D. What I'm going to do is come up to Image, Mode, go to Grayscale, Discard. So I got rid of my little blue lines through here. And we have our little fairy. It was a lot of work in a short amount of time. Does anybody want to volunteer? So at least 2 people. And granted, I didn't put anything on her crotch. I'm sorry. It's she's all natural. There's something there that the flower's in the way. How's that? Can we all agree with that?
We can all agree with that.
Okay. She has clothing on. It's just the flower's in the way. That's not a Freudian thing, mind you. So can I ask any volunteers? What, Maven? Sid, anybody? I want to see it.
All right. I'm going to go ahead and just because there aren't any hands up, nothing in anything. Oh, there we go. Wolf posted something. I was actually going to just jump into Wolf's screen unannounced. Anyway, but then he said that he was ready, so.
You know, people have to agree, though.
Oh, true, but still.
No, they
The
don't.
perfect system.
I actually kind of like that, dude. I like your sketchy type style. The wings look
Thanks.
good and your flowers look beautiful, man.
Thanks. It's nicer now that the legs are covered up.
Okay, true, but we did draw the legs first, and it just goes back to the basics. You have to draw everything. Like Jane was saying, hey, you map everything out. You need to map everything out. And, we put some floral arrangements in there to hide stuff. But the point is we did it first the right way. That's not bad, Wolf. I'm really, really, really well
Thanks.
done. Love the hair.
Yeah, but the legs, I wasn't completely sure what you're doing with the body and the legs as far as the angle, the perspective and stuff. So that kind of bit me in the end, and I'm just like, oh, okay, something like this.
You did great.
So that's
And then
why.
let's put
Yeah.
flowers on top of it. And your bow looks
Right.
great, dude. Really, really good. Your
Thanks.
face is beautiful. And I mean
Thanks.
that. Just not your drawing either. Well done. Do we have another victim?
Thank you.
You're welcome.
All right, the next victim chosen by random clicking of my mouse is going to be a Miss Sydney.
She's not fully clothed yet.
Oh, yeah, she has a breast showing. Or keep me abreast when she's all dressed. No.
Oh, Lord.
Okay, here's the one recommendation that I have for you. See her arm that's like all a solid shape?
Mhm.
Go in there and erase part of that. Now have it go up past the breast area, but don't have that solid line. Go ahead and do that real quick and see what it looks like.
I'm not quite sure what you mean.
Okay,
Just to the
breast
left
is,
of her chin.
yeah,
This?
yeah, that area right through there. Just like that.
Yeah, like that.
Just like that, because it gives
Okay.
a small indicator where the shoulder rolls over and where the arm goes through, but it doesn't look like it. Like she's a Lego person. You slap something on there. And I love your butterfly wings. Well done.
Yeah, her hair is hiding a good chunk of it, but oh well.
I know, sorry, but the important thing is we did it the right way. We drew all of it. So
Well, I did my hair a lot bigger than what you did too, so it's more my fault.
don't talk about hair envy. You could have made your wings bigger.
I was going to, but like it looked like it was really just unrealistic. Like they wouldn't fit onto her back right.
Ah, gotcha.
Yeah.
But as fast as I moved along tonight, you did a really good job. I'm proud of you. And I'm not going to say it a second time. Okay, I'm really proud of you. Well done. All right, last victim. If we have one.
Let's jump into Jane, unannounced.
Jane!
Sorry, Jane. Derek made me. Don't blame me.
I did make him. Dude, your flowers, I love what you do to that line weight on the tips. That really makes that pop. I wish I would have thought of that. That is really nice.
Well, I had to take your eye away from the center.
and the ruffles on her
I didn't
her
finish
shirt?
the wings. I didn't finish. You were going, I was one step behind you all the time.
I'm sorry. That's really good, Jane.
No,
Really, really well done. Man, I'm proud of you. Well done.
I'll finish
All
the,
right.
the wings later.
Okay. I'm proud of you. All right, take my screen back because I told Jane how I would do a little quick sketchy thing.
All right, we are now in Derek.
Okay, I'm going to select my baby butterfly, baby again. Hit Control T. I'll bring you over here like this, way over here. Hit Enter. Control D to deselect. I'll do blue. That's blau. Okay. Pump this up a little bit more. And I literally always start, from my baseline through here. And see how fast I'm moving. I forgot how I position this leg here. Oh, yeah, the knee comes up here like this. And that's literally how I'll start out my drawings. And it doesn't look anything like the finished product, but it's just a lot of scribbles. And then like, oh, I don't know if I like this area right through here. So maybe I'll make the head a little bit bigger, position it here, maybe tilt it more this way. You can do that in Photoshop, which is good. And this area right through here, Control T. Enter, Control D. And that would be my starting out baseline, just to build it like that. And then I just refine it, refine it, refine it to, to get where I got so I could show you guys, step by step. But that literally took no more than 20 seconds to do to get a base down like that. And that's really common experience is, again, most of my classes have been very rigid sort of stances, except the very last one of the anatomy class. So homework for next week, what I want you guys to do, and it takes a little bit of time, watch this video again and see what you guys can do. All right? I really would like to see you be able to take your own time. And then if you look, my leg right here is positioned a little bit different than this leg through here. The other leg came down a little bit more instead of out. It's just refining to get something that you're comfortable with. And it's, of course she's an elf or a fairy. They're not real, or are they? But she has human-esque proportions. So you got to get it kind of spot on. Actually, from here, what I could do is, hold on. Let me bring this up like this. Then make her Nightcrawler. Okay, I'm sorry, I was just messing around. So next week's homework is to watch this video again and let's try to redo it. Like Steve said, it's just going to take time. And I'm going to talk to Steve and Mr. 50 Shades of Grey, Nelson himself, about better ways, better tips, and how I can conduct this class, because I really want to push you guys. I don't want to push you so fast that I lose everybody or you get frustrated. So again, I encourage, and the homework is, watch this video again, follow it step by step, and I will try when I get down to the Buzz Cave July 5th to get a series of 2 to 3, maybe 4 characters that I do like this. But you guys, and it won't be jacking around like, oh, hey, my girl's running 105 fever. Hold on, I got to go. It's going to be straight to the point, no talking, unless it's about the rendering. So, and I'll try to break it up in chunks. Here's the face. So you'll look like section 1's the face. So if you're just having trouble with the face, you can go right, bam. Oh, that's what he did, the face. Here's section 2, the body, boom. And then, if you want to watch them all, they'll be step by step. That way you guys won't have to filter through me doing silly stuff and being silly. I try to be silly during class to entertain you. But I also understand coming back to this, you don't want me to be silly and hear the same jokes over and over again. That sucks. So I appreciate your patience. Any last thoughts? Any last questions?
Doesn't seem like there are, no.
All right, Mr. 50 Shades of Nelson, I appreciate you. Everybody keep your feet on your ground and your ankles slightly above them. Keep reaching for the stars. Draw the fairy for next week's homework. And Mr. Nelson, remember that. Watch the video. Draw the fairy. That's the homework assignment. Mr. 50 Shades will have the homework ready and very soon so you guys can upload it. I know we had a little issues this week, but again, we got so much going on at the Buzz Cave, it's hard to keep track of everything. I appreciate your patience. And with that, we're out of here.